We were traveling through Africa on an overland safari, and one of our stops was Zimbabwe. We had the whole day to just walk around, do whatever we want, and we decided to find a local and pay him $5 to take us through the village. We traveled up more on this dirt road, and we arrived at the secondary school, the Mosi-oa-Tunya secondary school. We met with the headmaster who had asked us where we were from, what we were doing there. We explained we were from USA and we were there just for travel, and that we were here to see the school because I'm in school to be a teacher, and I just love to see what kind of environment this is and how it differentiates from where we're from. Learn about the teachers and what they were teaching, how they taught, and how they were able to manage a classroom of about 50 to 55 with only cement walls and some lighting through window cracks. The students were so much more enthusiastic than I was used to. I come from a place where at my age, college is such a drag. It's something we're forced to do, yet we have to do in order to sustain a living, whereas these kids, they need education and they focus so much on it, and if they didn't have this, then they wouldn't have a better life. So these kids relied on education for their life, and that was something I definitely took away from everything. I took away from meeting the headmasters, meeting these students, and meeting the teachers, and seeing how just one building made out of cement made such a difference to these kids. I decided to start Humans of Change because I realized that there's so many more children out there in these third world rural villages that don't have the opportunity of education, therefore they don't have an opportunity for a better life. And something as simple as building a school in their village would be offered to them, then they would be given that privilege to have a different pathway than what they're used to. These kids walk miles for water and then have to walk back and then decide if they have to walk the opposite way to gain education. And of course their first intention is to help their family, is to work with agriculture and to not obtain an education because it's not so easy for them. Whereas with Humans of Change, we focus on building schools in these rural villages so these kids will have the right to an education that they deserve. And high schoolers in the US is we find a group committed to learning about sustainability, learning about how to create a certain lifestyle that will uplift these people out of poverty through education and through a holistic approach. Kids will travel abroad to build the school with the community, and from that, with their knowledge of sustainability, they'll see firsthand how life is so different abroad and how privileges are so much different and how much of an impact they're making simply by building this one school to gain better opportunities for these children. And they themselves have the privilege of seeing a culture and a lifestyle outside of their norm, outside of something they probably never thought they'd be able to experience. What's great about Humans of Change and how it impacts here in the US is we give them that opportunity. We give them the opportunity to learn about those in different countries, learn about not how to just give to them, but how to create a sustainable lifestyle. And then we also provide the means for them to travel abroad and be one-on-one, be hands-on, and be interactive with this community.